You are about to witness the very first Dalai Lina video blog. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and for whatever reason I've been dragging my feet. I'm not quite sure why, because I really love talking to people, but there's something about doing it in front of a camera that's a little bit intimidating. But here we go. And the very first thing I wanted to talk to you about today was listening to your gut feelings. And I wanted to talk about that because there was something that recently happened to me that I think illustrates really well how if you get into the habit of listening to your gut feelings, things in your life will magically be easier. So I am visiting a friend in the hospital, and it's snowing, it's slushy, it's freezing. I have my bag, I have flowers, I have magazines, and I'm carrying all this stuff. I get about from halfway from my parking space to the lobby of the hospital, and all of a sudden I kind of have this panic feeling, like knife in the heart, where's my phone? And I knew it was more than, oh, I wonder if I left my phone in the car. I knew it was more, but I just chose to ignore it. I looked at my purse, looked in my bag really quickly, and I said, it's probably just in my car. I just don't have time to deal with it, even though I knew I should have gone back. So I went into the hospital, 2 hours go by, head back to the car. Of course, by then, I wasn't even thinking about my phone. I didn't even look for it. I get home, the kids, cooking, another couple hours goes by, my husband comes home, and I realize I have never checked to see where my phone is. So I'm scouring the house, I'm looking everywhere. It's not in my car, it's nowhere to be found, and there's something inside of me that says, go back to the parking lot, which is completely ludicrous at this point. I mean, there was so much slush on the ground. The likelihood of me finding it intact, that hasn't been run over, even if I did drop it there, it could be in a million places. It was really completely silly that I should even entertain my thought. My husband thought I was completely nuts when I just said, forget it, I can't stand it, I'm getting in my car and I'm going to the parking lot. I get to the parking lot, I park over to the side, and I start walking, and as I start walking up to the area that I remembered parking in generally, this car starts pulling out, and I have to let her pull out. I'm kind of walk around her, I start walking around, and as I get to her driver's side door to walk up, she rolls down the window, and she looks at me, and she said, would you by chance have lost a phone? And my jaw dropped. I could not believe that this was happening. And I said, yes, of course it was my phone. And the idea that I would be able to meet this woman at the exact time that she was pulling out and that she would have my phone, I mean, it's too much to be a coincidence. And it just shows that, the first time I should have listened to my gut. The second time I did, and it worked out perfectly. And my life was so much easier. So the next time you start having those instinctual feelings, whether it's, your own health, or whether it's you can't stop thinking about an old friend, maybe you read an article on just something you can't stop thinking about it. First, pay attention to all those feelings. And the next thing is you've got to act on them. It's one thing to pay attention. Oh yeah, I read loud and clear that my phone was not with me and I needed to go back to my car, but I didn't do anything about it. I was lucky that I got a second chance to pay attention to my feelings. But act on it, even if it seems like the most ludicrous thing, even if you can logically talk yourself out of it, you've got to pay attention and act on them. And the more you do it, you will be amazed at how this kind of stuff happens all the time. It happens to me all the time. Crazy coincidences. And I know they're not. It's because I'm paying attention and I'm following through on what my gut instincts are telling me. So that is my tip for the day. Hope it's a great one for you. And thanks for listening. Bye-bye.